Hello everyone, this is me again, Teacher Or, and welcome back to my channel. Panibagong araw at panibagong video, panibagong kaalaman na naman sa matematika. Okay, for this video, I am going to discuss ratio and proportion. But first, let us discuss about the ratio. When we say ratio, it is a certain relation between two numbers expressed in terms of a quotient. Okay, so we have here an example. So 3, this one. So how are we going to read this one in ratio? This is read as 3:5. Okay, as said in the definition, a ratio is a certain relation between two numbers expressed in terms of a quotient. Again, in terms of a quotient. So in the other words, 3:5 can also be written as 3 divided by 5. Again, expressed as a quotient, or pwede rin that this form is can be written as 3/5. We have here the second example. Okay, a certain organization has 36 men and 15 women. Find the men-women ratio. Okay, so in a certain problem, we have 36 men and 15 women. Okay. Anong ratio na hanap natin? We are looking for the man-women ratio. Okay. In ratio class, you need to give emphasis on the order. Kung sino yung nauna. Since we are looking for the man-women ratio, so we need to write first the men. So we have 36 men. So is to 15. Men-women ratio. 36 is to 15. And we can write it in the form of 36 divided by 15. And in ratio, we have to reduce it into lowest term. So 36 and 15, they are both divisible by 3. 36 divided by 3, that is 12. And 15 divided by 3, the result is 5. Therefore, the men-women ratio is 12:5. Okay, we have here example number 3. A math instructor found that there are 200 boys and 300 girls in all his classes. Give the ratio of boys to girls and the ratio of girls to boys. Okay, so example number 3, again, a math instructor found that there are 200 boys and there are 300 girls. So first, we're going to find the ratio of boys to girls, and for letter B, find the ratio of girls to boys. Okay? For the solution, first, we are going to find the ratio of boys to girls. For the boys, we have 200. So we need to write first that 200 is to girls 300. So we can write it in the form of 200 over 300. And we can reduce it to lowest term. These numbers are divisible by 100. So 200 divided by 100, the result is 2. And 300 divided by 100, the result is 3. Therefore, the ratio of boys to girls is 2/3 or 2:3. For the letter B, we have to find the ratio of girls to boys. For the girls, we have 300, so we need to write first the 300 since girls yung nauna. And ratio of girls to boys, we have 200 boys. So, we can write it in the form of 300 over 200. And these numbers are both divisible by 100. So 300 divided by 100, the result is 3. And 200 divided by 100, the result is 2. Therefore, the ratio of girls to boys is 3/2 or 3:2. And that is all about the ratio. This time, let us discuss about the proportion. Okay? When we say proportion, it is an equality between two ratios. Again, equality between two ratios. Ibig sabihin, yung dalawang ratio natin dito ay equal. Okay? The basic concept in proportion is to determine the equivalent ratio using different numbers. And the formula can be written as follows. Okay? So we have here A is to B is equal to C is to D. Or, pwede rin siya kasi nga A is to B can be written as A over B is equal to C over D. In which, itong A and D natin ay tinatawag natin silang extremes. Samantalang itong B and C ay tinatawag nating means. Thus, the proportion concept can be stated as the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. Ang sinasabi, the product of the means, yung B times C, is equal to the product of the extremes, or A and D. Yan yung tatawag nating proportion. Maging proportion yung dalawang ratio if the product of B and C ay magiging equal sa product naman ng A and D. So we have here an example. We have to determine, example 1, if 2 is to 3 is equal to 6 is to 9. We are going to identify if these two ratios are proportion. Okay? So, let's start. How? Magiging proportion lang sila if the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. Okay? So, yung B and C natin, the product of the means 3 times 6 is equal to 2 times 9. So, 3 times 6 is 18 and 2 times 9 is 18. Okay. Ibig sabihin, we can conclude that this 2 is to 3 is proportion with 6 is to 9 because the product of the means is equal to the product of the extreme. 18 is equal to 18. Okay. Number 2. Let's identify if 3 is to 4 ay proportion ba ni 9 is to 8. Okay? Let's have to identify if these two ratios are proportion with each other. So, let's start. 4, the product of the means, 4 times 9 is equal to the product of the extremes, 3 times 8. 4 times 9 is 36, and 3 times 8 is 24. Therefore, 3 is to 4 is not proportion to 9 is to 8 because the product of the means is not equal to the product of the extremes. So, 36 is not equal to 24. Therefore, 3 is to 4 is not proportion to 9 is to 8. Okay, so let us now apply the concept of proportion. We have here, find the missing terms. Number 1, 42 is to x is equal to 6 is to 7. So we need to find the value of x. So ano yung sabi ni proportion? The product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. So, x times 6 is equal to 42 times 7. The product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. So, x times 6, the result is 6x. And 42 times 7, the result is 294. So, find the value of x, find the missing terms. So, divide both sides by 6. Cancel 6. So, x, 294 divided by 6, the result is 49. Therefore, the missing term is 49. Let's try to check. Apply checking. 42 is to 49 is equal to 6 is to 7. Let's try. The product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. 49 times 6, 49 times 6 is equal to 42 times 7. 42 times 7. Okay? So, what is the product? 49 times 6, the result is 294, and 42 times 7, the result is 294. Therefore, the missing term is 49. We have here the second example. 5 over 4 is equal to 10 over x. In the ratio and proportion, we can also have in this form. So we can apply it in, we can use the cross multiplication. We can apply using cross multiplication. Okay? So we can have, diba, the original form is A is to B is equal to C is to D. Or A over B is equal to C over D. The product of the means, B times C, B times C, B times C, and A times D. A times D. So we can apply the cross multiplication. So the product of the means, A times D, 5 times X cross multiplication is equal to 4 times 10. 5 times X, the result is 5X. And 4 times 10, the result is 40. So divide both sides by 5 to find the value of X. So we can cancel out 5. X is equal to 40 divided by 5. The result is 8. Therefore, the missing piece, or the missing term is 8. Let's apply checking. So 5 over 4 is equal to 10 over 8. So, cross multiplication, 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is equal to 4 times 10. So 5 times 8 is 40, and 4 times 10 is 40. Therefore, the missing piece, the missing term is 8. Okay, we have here the third example for the proportion. If 4 kavans of rice weigh 220 kilos, what is the weight of 10 kavans of the same product? Now, in the application of the proportion in a problem solving, we can also use this formula. X sub 1 over Y sub 1 is equal to X sub 2 over Y sub 2. Do not be confused with this formula because it is just derived from A over B is equal to C over D for the proportion. Okay, bakit kailangan natin gamitin ang formula na to para mas maintindihan natin kung anong object ang hinahanap sa problem? Okay? So, in this formula, kung ano yung object o variable na ginagamit natin sa X sub 1, yun din dapat ang variable na ginagamit natin sa X sub 2. Kung anong variable or object na ginagamit natin sa Y sub 1, yun din dapat ang object or variable na ginagamit natin sa Y sub 2 para hindi tayo maguluhan kung ano ang hinahanap sa problem at kung ano yung hahanapin natin at pagsasubstitute natin sa formula. Okay? So, for example, in this problem, 4 kavans of rice weigh 220 kilos. Ibig sabihin, 4 kavans is to 220 kilos. Okay? So, our X sub 1 here, our X sub 1 is 4 kavans. While our Y sub 1 is 220 kilos. Now, what are the values of our X sub 2 and our Y sub 2? So, para hindi tayo maguluhan kung anong variable ang hinahanap, kung anong object dito sa X sub 1, yun din dapat ang object na ginagamit natin sa X sub 2. Since X sub 1 talks about kavans, X sub 1 talks about kavans, dapat si X sub 2 will also talk about kavans. So in the second statement, what is the weight of 10 kavans of the same product? So itong 10 kavans na to will be our X sub 2. So 10 cavans. Kasi nga, dapat mag-same yung variable nila. Kasi x, cavans, cavans. Okay? So, yung hinahanap natin dito sa problem na to, what is the weight? When we say weight, it talks about kilos. Ibig sabihin, ang hinahanap natin dito si y sub 2. Y sub 2 talks about the weight. So, meaning, ito yung hinahanap natin. We are looking for the y sub 2 kasi nga, kilos. Again, let me emphasize, bakit natin kailangan gamitin ang formula na to? Para hindi tayo maguluhan sa pag-a-identify ng mga given. Kung anong object ginagamit na x sub 1, yun din dapat gagamitin na x sub 2. X sub 1, x sub 2. X, cavans, y sub 1, y sub 2. Kilos, we'll also talk about kilos for the y sub 2. Okay, so for the solution, we are now going to substitute this given to the equation. So our x sub 1, what is our x sub 1? Our x sub 1 is 4 over y sub 1. X sub 1 is 4, y sub 1 is 220. So 220 is equal to x sub 2. Our x sub 2 is 10. X sub 2 is 10. While the y sub 2, yun yung hinahanap natin. Si y sub 2. We are looking for the y sub 2. We are looking for the kilos. We are looking for the weight. What is the weight? Ibig sabihin, hinahanap dito si kilos. Okay? So, for the proportion, we are going to apply cross multiplication. 4 times y sub 2 is equal to 220 times 10. Okay? So, 4 times y sub 2, that is 4y sub 2, is equal to 220 times 10. The result is 2,200. To find the value of y sub 2, we are going to divide both sides by 4. Therefore, our y sub 2, 2,200 divided by 4, the result is 550 kilos. Ibig sabihin, our y sub 2 is 550 kilos. Therefore, the weight of 10 cavans is 550 kilos. If you are going to apply the checking using the proportion, ano yun? Our x sub 1 is 4 over y sub 1, 220 is equal to 10 over 550 kilos. So, cross multiplication. 4 times 550, 4 times 750, the result is 2,200 is equal to 10 times 2,200, the result is 10 times 220, the result is 2,200. So, check. Therefore, the weight of 10 cavans is 550 kilos. We have here the fourth example. What if tatlo na yung variables natin or tatlo na yung ratio natin? Okay? So we have here the example number 4. The ratio number of red, green, blue balls in a box is 2:5:6. How many green marbles are there if there are 52 marbles in all? Okay, now, in this kind of problem, we have to give emphasis on the order. Red, green, and blue. So, ibig sabihin, itong 2 na to will be the ratio of red, 5 is for green, 6 is for blue. Okay? So, again, do not forget the order because that will be the ratio of our given balls. Now, in this kind of problem, what are we gonna do? Is just in mathematical equation, this is just how we're going to find the number of green marbles. So 2x plus 5x plus 6x, we are only going to add. Then, how many balls in all? We have 52 balls in all. So, anong gawin natin? I-add natin 2x plus 5x plus 6x. Okay. So, there are 52 marbles. So, 2x plus 5x is 7x plus 6x. The result is 13x is equal to 52. 2. So, divide both sides by 13 to find the value of x. Divide both sides by 13 to find the value of x. So, our x is 4. So, 52 divided by 13, the result is 4. This is not yet the final answer. This is just the value of x pa lang, class. Kasi, we are going to focus kung ano yung hinahanap sa problem, kung ano yung hinihingi sa problem. Now, in this problem, hinihingi dito, how many green marbles? How many green marbles? Ano yung ratio ni green? Red, green, blue. Red, green, blue. Ibig sabihin, yung ratio ni green ay 5x. 5x. So, our x is 4. We are going to substitute the value of x is 4. 5 times 4. Therefore, the green marbles, there are 20 green marbles. What if hinihingi naman dito yung blue? So what if hinihingi yung blue? What if hinihingi how many blue marbles? How many blue? So our blue is red, green, blue, red, green, blue. So 6. So 6x. So 6. Substitute the value of x is 4. So our blue marbles, there are 24 blue marbles. Yan lang. As easy as that. Kapag hindi ka gumagamit ng formula, simple lang. In our own vernacular, para mas madali, anong gagawin? I-add mo lang lahat. 2 plus 5, that is 7. Plus 6, that is 13. Tapos 13, i-divide mo siya sa 52 na total marbles. 52 divided by 13, 52. Again, 2 plus 5 plus 6 is equal to 13. After that, 52 divided by 13, 52 divided by 13, the result is 4. Now, in the resulting value, imo-multiply mo lang siya kung ano yung hinahanap. Since you are looking for the green, 4 times green of 5, 4 times 5 is 20. What if hinihingi naman si blue marbles, blue is 6, so 4 times 6 is 24. As simple as that. Okay? And that ends our video for the ratio and proportion topic. I hope you learned something again, another lesson in mathematics. And if you do, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell for you to be notified for more and more and more and more videos to come. Thank you for watching.